Is the world staring down the barrel of a wider Middle Eastern war, or have American diplomats just pulled off a miracle in the 11th hour? We are seeing a massive development coming out of the State Department today that could dictate the trajectory of global stability for the next year and beyond. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in US politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and allows us to keep bringing you the latest breaking news as it unfolds. The news broke on Friday afternoon. Israel and Lebanon have officially agreed to a 45-day extension of their temporary ceasefire agreement. This follows intense, high-stakes negotiations facilitated by the United States. Department spokesperson Tommy Pigott confirmed that U.S. officials hosted what they described as highly productive talks between diplomats from both nations this past Thursday and Friday. This extension is designed to provide a critical buffer zone both physically and diplomatically to prevent the ongoing volatility surrounding the Iran conflict from spilling over into an all-out regional catastrophe. To understand the weight of this, you have to look at the pressure cooker that has been the Israel-Lebanon border. For months, the threat of escalation between the IDF and Hezbollah, backed by Iranian interests, has been the primary concern for the White House and the international community. The 45-day window isn't just a break in the fighting, it is a strategic maneuver. It provides the necessary breathing room for diplomats to attempt to negotiate a more permanent framework for security, potentially addressing long-standing grievances that have turned this region into a powder keg. But let's look at what this actually means on the ground. A 45-day extension sounds like success, but in the world of geopolitical crisis management, it is often a sign of how precarious the situation truly is. Why 45 days? It's enough time to lower the temperature, but it's not enough time to solve the systemic issues that have fueled this conflict for decades. The United States is betting heavily on the idea that if they can keep the peace for another month and a half, the external pressure specifically from Iran might shift, or at the very least, allow for a more stable status quo to take hold. For the people living in northern Israel and southern Lebanon, this is a moment of relief, but likely a short-lived one. The outcome of this period will be watched with bated breath by global markets and military strategists alike. If the negotiations fail during this window, the risk of a wider, multi-front war involving Iranian proxies becomes exponentially higher. The stakes are, quite frankly, as high as they get. We are looking at a scenario where American diplomatic credibility is being put to the test in real time. If the U.S. can successfully mediate this, it signals a triumph for current foreign policy, but if it falls apart, the fallout will be felt from Washington to Tehran. The question now becomes, is this a genuine move toward de-escalation, or is it merely a strategic reset for the combatants to regroup? We have seen ceasefires before that were nothing more than a pause in the action. Critics of this approach argue that by extending the ceasefire without addressing the core military leverage that both sides hold, we are simply kicking the can down the road. Supporters, however, argue that in a region this unstable, even a single day of peace is a victory worth pursuing. So, what do you think about this? Do you believe this 45-day extension is a genuine step toward peace, or is the administration just buying time to avoid a deeper crisis? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one, and I want to know where you stand on the direction of U.S. foreign policy in the Middle East. This situation is evolving by the hour, and we will be here tracking every update, every negotiation, and every shift in the balance of power. We are committed to cutting through the noise and giving you the facts you need to understand how these global events impact our nation and our future. Make sure you have your notifications turned on so you don't miss the next report. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.